Hello and welcome to my first commentary video, where today we're going to create a pocket-sized notebook bound in the Japanese bookbinding style. So the first thing we need to do is make the cover. So you can use Greyboard like I'm using, or chipboard, which does tend to make for a stronger cover. Or you can use bookbinder's board, which is the more specialist option. The cover we will be making is split into 3 sections. The first section we will need is a 10cm by 13cm piece. We are going to take this piece and glue it to the back of our artwork. All the materials that I'll be using in this video will be in the description below. Now I'm creating flaps that we can use to glue and wrap around the cover. Now I'm going to use my bone folder to fold the flaps. I guess you could make the folds using your hands, but I would recommend getting this tool, as normally you could pick it up for £2 or £3. To finish this section off, I'm going to glue some book cloth to the inside of the cover. I'm going to use fabric glue for this, but you could use PVA glue. And I've cut the fabric 3mm shorter than the cover right the way around to create a border. Now we are going to move on to make the spine. For this you're going to need a 10cm by 0.5 centimeter piece and a 10cm by 2.5cm piece, which has 3 holes punched equal distance from each other. We will also need to grab a 13cm by 8cm piece of book cloth. Now we need to find the middle of the fabric. I've done this by folding it in half and creating a crease. You now need to glue the hole punched section up against the crease. And I'm now using my hole punch to create the holes in the fabric. And next we need to create flaps like we did earlier. And then apply some glue like I'm doing now and lay the 10cm by 0.5 centimeter section next to the hole punched section. But don't press it down, as we need to remove this later. Now we can take the section we prepared earlier and press it onto the fabric. And now we can remove this thin piece. Next we need to turn the cover over and use a bone folder to make a crease where the thin piece was. You might want to check that the fabric hasn't moved. We can do this by placing that thin piece back into the crease. Now we can add glue to the short flaps. And then fold them over and work the fabric into the crease using our bone folder. And once you're happy with that, you can flatten out the fabric on either side of the crease. The long flap works a little differently. So this time we have to flatten out the fabric onto the hole punched section first. Then we can work the fabric into the crease. For the remainder of the fabric, we flatten out onto the cover. If the fabric won't stick, you can always peel it back and add more glue and flatten it out again. If you are having trouble with the glue, you can always place some heavy boxes onto the cover and leave it for around an hour. So now the front cover is finished, we need to do the same for the back cover. I'm now going to speed up the time lapse and repeat the same steps for the back cover. So now I'm back, it's time to assemble the book. To stitch the book you will need waxed thread and a needle. I'm using too much thread here, but usually you'll need between 4 and 6 book lengths of thread. By starting at the back of the book, feed the needle through the middle hole. Be sure to leave a tail at the back of the book because you'll need this to finish the sequence. Take the needle and again feed it from the bottom of the book through the middle hole. Now move on to the next hole and thread it from top to bottom. Take the needle around the spine and feed it back through the same hole from top to bottom. We now need to take the needle around the side of the spine and feed it through the same hole from top to bottom. Now from the bottom of the book, feed the needle through the middle hole back to the top of the book. Move on to the final hole and thread the needle from top to bottom. And like on the other side, take the needle around the top of the spine and feed it back through from top to bottom. Take the needle around the side of the spine and feed it back through from top to bottom. Turn the book over, tie a knot and cut off the excess. And we've finally finished. Thank you for sticking around until the end, and I hope this video has been useful or at least a little bit interesting for you. I do feel like I have made a mistake by not showing you how to prepare the pages, but I do want to make more Japanese bookbinding videos, so I probably will go over that step in the future. Anyway, until the next video, I'll see you next time.